A nebula is a distinct body of interstellar clouds. Originally, the term was used to describe any diffused astronomical object, including galaxies beyond the Milky Way. Most nebulae are of vast size, some are hundreds of light years in diameter. A nebula that is visible to the human eye from Earth would appear larger, but no brighter, from close by. Many nebulae are visible due to fluorescence caused by embedded hot stars, while others are so diffused that they can be detected only with long exposures and special filters. Around 150 AD, Ptolemy recorded, in books 7-8 of his Almagest, 5 stars that appeared nebulous. He also noted a region of nebulosity between the constellations Ursa Major and Leo that was not associated with any star. The first true nebula, as distinct from a star cluster, was mentioned by the Persian astronomer al-Rahman al-Sufi, in his book of fixed stars. He noted a little cloud, where the Andromeda galaxy is located. In 1610, Nicholas Claude discovered the Orion Nebula using a telescope. In 1715, Edmund Halley published a list of 6 nebulae. This number steadily increased during the century, with Jean-Philippe compiling a list of 20, including 8 not previously known, in 1746. Beginning in 1864, William Huggins examined the spectra of about 70 nebulae. He found that roughly a third of them had the emission spectrum of a gas. The rest showed a continuous spectrum and thus were thought to consist of a mass of stars. A third category was added in 1912 when Vesto Slipher showed that the spectrum of the nebula that surrounded the star Merope matched the spectra of the Pleiades open cluster. Thus, the nebula radiates by reflected star light. Slipher and Edwin Hubble continued to collect the spectra from many different nebulae, finding 29 that showed emission spectra and 33 that had the continuous spectra of starlight. In 1922, Hubble announced that nearly all nebulae are associated with stars, and their illumination comes from starlight. Both Hubble and Henry Norris Russell concluded that the nebulae surrounding the hotter stars are transformed in some manner. Most nebulae can be described as diffuse nebulae, which means that they are extended and contain no well-defined boundaries. Diffuse nebulae can be divided into emission nebulae, reflection nebulae, and dark nebulae. There are a variety of formation mechanisms for the different types of nebulae. Some nebulae form from gas that is already in the interstellar medium, while others are produced by stars. Examples of the former case are giant molecular clouds, the coldest, densest phase of interstellar gas, which can form by the cooling and condensation of more diffuse gas. Examples of the latter case are planetary nebulae formed from material shed by a star in late stages of its stellar evolution. Star-forming regions are a class of emission nebula associated with giant molecular clouds. These form as a molecular cloud collapses under its own weight, producing stars. Massive stars may form in the center, and their ultraviolet radiation ionizes the surrounding gas, making it visible at optical wavelengths. The region of ionized hydrogen surrounding the massive stars is known as an H2 region, while the shells of neutral hydrogen surrounding the H2 region are known as photodissociation region. Examples of star-forming regions are the Orion Nebula, the Rosette Nebula, and the Omega Nebula. Feedback from star formation, in the form of supernova explosions of massive stars, stellar winds, or ultraviolet radiation from massive stars, or outflows from low-mass stars may disrupt the cloud, destroying the nebula after several million years.